I'm really hoping for Hulk Loki this week. Hey everyone, Jeremy here. Today I'm about to start episode 5 of Loki. Last week was insane. It blew my mind. I think it blew a lot of people's minds. The whole concept of, well, everything. The whole concept of everything was turned on its head last week. I mean, we found out that pruning was not what we think, at least not for a Loki. I'm assuming it's the same for everyone else. We found out that Sylvie got snatched at a very young age, and we don't know exactly even why. And that, the timekeepers aren't really real. So, and that was one that I think a lot of us had predicted, that timekeepers weren't really, they were more like figureheads. That, Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, is what we're looking for at this point. And I think a lot of us had called that somebody else was calling the shots here, and the TVA or the timekeepers themselves were not who we thought. Oh, and we confirmed that, the TVA itself is made up of variants. Man, I'm not sure they could have packed many more reveals into a single episode that, well, frankly, ended with Gator Loki. Gator Loki. What can be said about that? I mean, if they can top that this week, more power to them. I don't know how, but I welcome them to try. So that's Avengers Tower. Yeah, destroyed New York. The Lokis.
This place, where are we? Who are you?
Oh. Oh! What the heck?
I'm as in the dark as you are.
So she doesn't know? I don't know if I buy that.
This is it, isn't it?
Basically, the branch timeline isn't reset. It's transferred to a void at the end of time.
Oh.
Instance of existence collides, that the timekeepers are transforming it into utopia. It's nice. Super believable. Never the real reason.
So, is that a UFO?
I can get behind that, or what's your plan?
Don't die.
Okay, understood. Don't die isn't the plan. It's a general demand of living. All I know is I got pruned, and I woke up here, and now I'm surrounded by variants of myself, plus an alligator, which I'm heartbroken to report I didn't even find. Well, that's strange. And now we're on to God knows what, trying to get to God knows where.
Oh, there's no such thing as an alligator tank. Besides, it's a better metaphor. He's overly sensitive like the rest of us.
Hang on. You're telling me that thing's a Loki too? Fine, willing to accept that. Why there's so many?
Because Loki survived. That's just what we do.
Okay, wait.
I love it. Lokis are just that hard to kill.
Why do you wear the horns? What was your Nexus event, Your Majesty?
I killed Thor.
Oh! Wait, did that helicopter just say Thanos? What? Why is Mjolnir in the ground? Are there just Mjolnirs everywhere? This place.
So,
Find Loki
Find the man behind the curtain
and kill him.
together.
I'm still not trusting her. Yep.
And she's dead too.
She went with the time pad. She went with, or a temp pad, whatever.
After I vanquished Captain America and Iron Man, I claimed my prize. All 6 Infinity Stones.
Oh my gosh. I freaking love these Loki.
Tell them your story, Loki.
I removed myself from the equation. Landed on a remote planet and stayed there in isolation, in solitude, for a long, long time.
Surprisingly
I got
noble.
lonely. I missed my brother, and I wondered if he missed me, if anybody else did.
Have any of you met a woman variant of us?
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, she is. That's kind of what's great about her. She's different. I'm gonna kill Elias, and I could use all the help I could get.
No. I'm betting each and every one of them has done something like that when they got there. given this similar speech.
Hello. Which one of us are you?
Oh? What was that? And please tell me it's Mobius.
Can you shut the door? We still got a little bit of a situation here. By the way, you should be careful just jumping into a stranger's car like that.
My army, my throne. About that.
The-
Beef-witted, half-faced scrub. Why the hell is there an alligator in here?
He's a Loki.
Get him! Awesome! I love it. I love this so much.
Animals! See? He's on board.
He's
Yeah.
praying. Thinks we're going to die.
We can sneak around the back and...
Around the back of a giant cloud monster.
maybe we, think a bit more about this, huh? What happened? You okay? Mobius. Oh, no,
Love
wait,
it.
wait. Us as a child, us in the future, and us as an alligator. It's best not to question it.
Oh my god, that was your plan.
Yeah.
No.
And you all went along with it.
I was having my doubts.
What's your plan then?
I think the person we're after,
I know
I'm
a thing or
going to
two.
enchant it.
She's pretty confident.
Okay. It's an enchant giant cloud monster. Oh. B-15. Wondered what happened to her.
Why am I locked in here?
The TVA needs stability. And until we can figure out what's going on, that is what it will get.
You're an idiot, Ravonna.
So you need to tell me everything.
Killing the timekeepers. But they turned out to be fake in case you forgot. So she'll be searching for whomever created them. You just want to find whoever's behind all of this, too.
Oh.
Whoever created this place is in danger. I need to find them.
Okay, right away, ma'am.
Ravonna, you're just an idiot. Oh.
No, I don't remember an alligator. I mean, who's to say he's even a Loki variant?
That.
He's green, isn't he?
Mobius isn't so bad.
Or so good. I think that's why we get along. I mean,
I don't mean that it wasn't, a nice moment.
no, it was great. It was really nice. It was great.
It just
Oh.
sounds like another TVA lie.
100%. I mean, totally.
Don't know how to do this.
I don't even know what we're doing.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love this so much.
My pleasure.
There are so many little Easter eggs on this void.
When it hit me earlier, I linked to it. I caught a glimpse of something, and I think if I can get close enough to it, I can enchant it. And it's gonna take me to whoever's behind all of this.
That's what that was earlier.
Loki, you're gonna need this on your journey. Go on.
But what are you gonna do in the void, guys? That's a pretty cool dagger.
What will you do at the TVA? Burn it to the ground. Thanks for the spark.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. You're my favorite.
Loki's gonna be the distraction. Nice! Come on, Sylvie. I'm curious on where this thing really comes from. I don't think it's even from the void. Uh-oh? Yes! Is he built Asgard? He created Asgard.
I don't know how.
You do! Because we're the same!
Come on, guys. That isn't... Oh, I love it. Alright, he's gonna get killed. Save him! I don't want him to die. Oh. I don't want comic accurate Loki to die. I like him. Run! 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 But if a Loki's gonna go, it's gonna be like that. Big. What? 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 Man, I really did not want Old Man Loki to die, or comic accurate Loki, whatever you want to call him. I really liked that character. It's disappointing that he got destroyed in the end. I do somewhat wonder if, you know, if they change everything, if they restore the old timelines, does that mean he'll be back in his own timeline doing his own thing? I really hope so. I hope that's what actually the fate of everything is they're going to just restore everything. Everything gets restored to the multiple timelines that they were. So you've got that Loki alive again because he never got sent to the TVA. Mobius is alive. Mobius is alive. Mobius is alive. I had to say that. I had to go there because I am so happy. I'm so happy they actually touched on it this week. That they just, well, not touched on it, they explained it. They just explained everything about the Void this week. Good, because I didn't need 2 weeks of this drawn out. Not that we'd have 2 weeks to do this, but the fact they explained it, we got right to it. And I still think Ravonna is an idiot. I think she knows a bit more than she's letting on, but she is in the dark on who's controlling the TVA. I really believe that now. However, she seems to be a zealot. Like, I can't tell what is going through her brain. Is she so beholden to the TVA's ideals that she thinks that she really wants to run the place as they already did? She just may not. I can't tell if she just doesn't care about who the leader is, other than she wants to know. I think B15 said it best. You want to know who is controlling the TVA. You don't need to know. And I think that really speaks to her as a character. She just wants to know who's in charge. She doesn't necessarily believe it's a bad thing. Oh, it's just somebody else in charge. She's just worried or curious. But she still believes in what the TVA is doing. Mobius, on the other hand, is like, oh no, everything we're doing is absolutely wrong now because it's all been lies. Everything you've told me is a lie, and so I've got to rethink everything about what I've been doing with my life. Ravonna doesn't. Ravonna doesn't do that. That is craziness. That is a zealot. Oh, and just touching on Loki and Sylvie, that is the cutest relationship ever. Okay, maybe not ever, but it is just the sweetest relationship because neither of them, both being Lokis, quite understand how to approach real feelings and how to share real feelings with one another. And it's just very sweet and endearing because, you know, a lot of us out here are awkward. So seeing that awkwardness of those two getting together is just so freaking wholesome. I just love it to death. And I love that they're showing how much Loki has grown over this time period. That he no longer wants a throne. He no longer cares about power. He's seen so much now that he's grown further than our Loki did. I mean, our Loki had gotten so far, but this Loki seems to have even surpassed him because he's had more experience. He's been forced to see all the worst parts of himself. He's seen the worst parts of what can happen. and been made to realize that he is, in the grand scheme of things, so inconsequential. Like, that was, I think, a big moment for him when he saw how powerless he was in front of the TVA, that it really was a sobering moment for him to realize, oh, I might be a god, but I'm still not above everything. And that was just one piece of a very big puzzle that he'd been putting together this entire time. But that was one of the first pieces. And now he's, well, keeping the puzzle metaphor fully together. He is fully seeing what he is and doesn't like it and wants to be more. And I just, I love it. I love how they're approaching this. And I have no idea who's behind the curtain at this point. I shouldn't say no idea. I still lean towards it being a Loki. I really do. I said that once as a joke in an earlier video. Now I really mean it. I'm really leaning towards it being a Loki. I think it might be a Loki who got everything they wanted. And maybe they don't. I mean, it's really weird to have a Loki that wants a single timeline, but I guess our Loki in this episode, you know, our variant Loki, said in this episode that, you know, Sylvie had made the joke about you could have your own timeline to rule, and he goes, oh yeah, wouldn't that make me happy? He was saying that sarcastically, like, no, he would never be happy ruling a timeline. He's realized that's not who he is. So I wonder if that's what's happened to this Loki. He got his timeline to rule, and maybe he's just sitting there unhappy. Maybe we're going to get to the big bad, and it's a Loki who's just bored, who just has nothing to do but paperwork and issue orders, and just, he keeps releasing the timeline for no good reason at this point. And that's what's weird. That's the only thing arguing against that theory to me is, well, if it's a Loki, he'd get so bored, wouldn't he want to create variants? It's just, but it still tracks that it would be a Loki somehow. The motive is where I'm having a hard time. That's it. It's the motive on why a Loki would do it, but at the same time, it does make sense that a Loki would do it. It would keep with the theme of the show if it was a Loki. So that's why I keep leaning that way, rather than it being someone like Kang the Conqueror or something like that, who I still think we're going to wait to get introduced to. I don't know. What are your theories? Leave your comments below. Did you love this week's episode? Did you love Alligator Loki as much as I did? Were you upset by losing classic Loki? Who was your favorite Loki this week? Leave all your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to see more content like this, as well as share this with friends if you think they might enjoy it. All right. And before I go, as always, please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Thanks for watching.